back to It Resolves. My name is Kevin.
My name is Will. Thanks for tuning in, watching, or listening, doing it however you're doing it, where you're doing it. Wow. Well, isn't it a cool year to be a Magic player, Kevin?
It is. There's a lot of cool things that have been announced that we are going to talk about now that we've started the podcast 3 times. I'm calling myself out.
It was only 2?
This is the 3rd time.
Oh, no, you're right.
This is the 3rd time.
First time because I wasn't recording.
No, the first time because no audio. The second time because you weren't recording. And then the 3rd time is this one.
Oh.
So we got there.
Oh.
But anyway, thanks to Cardsphere for sticking with us through all this and sponsoring this episode.
through this rocky work in progress.
Really appreciate Cardsphere, a really great platform to buy, sell, and trade Magic cards online. I highly suggest checking their link out below.
Yeah, you better.
Truly, truly a great service. Really quick, I just want to mention, we're kind of breaking the fourth wall by saying this a bit.
Oh, yeah.
But we are having to pre-record due to myself being out of town. The week that this actually goes up, I'm going to be in California for a conference.
Ooh.
Pretty excited.
That's fun.
Yeah, it'll be pretty fun, but obviously that means we're having to pre-record.
Right. So, which is kind of, it falls on the weekend that stinks the most for that, but that's okay.
Unfortunately, there's a huge tournament. As you're listening to this, it will have already happened, but
it's happening right now, real time.
Yeah, this is Friday that we're recording this, but we are unfortunately not able to bring you any coverage of that this week. We may talk about it briefly in the following week. We don't know yet. We'll see.
You mean like the following podcast?
Yeah, that. Or Will is going to do his own video about it, which would be probably more ideal.
I think so. I think I might, if, family stuff doesn't get in the way.
If fates align.
Is that a card? Fates align. That's gotta be a card. That's gotta be a card.
Guys, I should just make Magic cards. That's what I need to do. Anyway.
I don't want you ever making Magic cards.
Hey, blue's best, clearly.
Well, I mean, that's true already, but
let's
you would
make that
find a way
larger.
to sneak Storm into every single standard set.
Oh, 100%. I would be
You'd
the
ruin
bane
Magic
of
for
every wizard's
everybody.
existence. Yes, 100%.
R&D would chase you out of town with pitchforks and torches like the monster you are.
It'd be exciting though. Anyway, let's kick it off. We got our random card of the day coming in 3, 2, 1. Crystal Vein. This interesting card. This got reprinted in Graveborn, which is a really cool little mini set. But anyway, this is from Mirage originally, and it is a land. You can tap it and add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. You can also tap it and sacrifice it to add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. It's interesting.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I think that it's like fine setting up a tempo play. If not, I mean, it's I don't know. It's all right. It's just a simple land.
Yeah, it's like
you really won't do anything complicated with this.
No, I mean it ramps you for a turn, but then you sack it, so it's like.
I mean, yeah, but you can tech into stuff, and then you get some kind of like Crucible deal that you can work with, and
that's true.
I mean, there's that. Crucible would help a lot.
Yeah,
I suppose
being able to reoccur this. No matter what.
Really, you could. Yeah, because you could get 4 mana a turn with Crucible.
Yeah, you could. The problem with a card like this, though, is that there's also stuff like Ancient Tomb, which does it without sacrificing.
True.
And so there's.
I mean, there are better
alternatives.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there are instances, I guess, in a big mana deck where you might run this, maybe in Commander or something. But
no, yeah, in Commander when you can't have a lot of Ancient Tombs or mana.
Like you need as many of these abilities as possible. So you just overdo it.
Yeah. I think it's fine. It probably finds its home in Commander, but nowhere else. And I think in the sets it was in the limited environments it was in, I think it'd be okay. What's it? Mirage was its first?
Yep.
Then 6th, and yeah. So I mean, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
I mean, you can never really hate on lands.
That's true.
It's at the end of the day.
It's just a land.
Right.
It's kind of just giving you upside for the most part. But yeah, I mean, it's cool.
That's all right.
I like the art. The art's kind of interesting.
I don't like the art.
It's just like the
What's
purple/black
hair?
Don't judge his haircut, dude.
Dude,
he went to sports clips. It's fine.
It's like when a face hugger from Alien got on the back of his head. It's like, where's your mouth, homie?
Beautiful.
It's weird looking.
What a great.
Kids, tell me I'm wrong.
You're
out
wrong.
There in the audience.
Oh. Hey, audience, please tell.
You're not
Willie
a child, Kevin.
I act like one. Anyway, okay, so moving on from our random card of the day.
Right. Let's get
We've got
Into
a
it.
number of things that we want to talk about.
Are you hyped for this, Kevin? Be
I am
honest
actually.
with me and them, mostly me. Are you actually excited about this year of Pro Magic?
I honestly am pretty excited. There have been a lot of changes recently that I'm really stoked about.
Kev, what's the prize pool? Real quick, will you fill them in just to
don't
wet their
remember
whistle?
The number that you said.
10 million.
10 million.
Oh wait,
He did the research on this. I did not.
is that right?
I hope that's right. Wait, go up. 10 million. Yeah. 10 million prize pool.
10 million.
Now, okay, just saying that's across all of Magic the Gathering Arena and Tabletop in 2019. So
Well, yeah,
it's
that's the
split
whole
up.
year. It's the whole year.
I just want
but
to clarify that's not at like one tournament or something.
Dang.
Just to be clear.
Although if you win them all,
Yeah. There
well,
you go.
no, because you get second place prizes. Whatever. Anyway, if you somehow win and lose, nah, that gets
Anyway,
too much.
The takeaway here is that Wizards is throwing more money into the prize support, which is great. I'm really glad that they're supporting competitive play. It's a really good thing in general for the community. I know Jerry Thompson at the last Worlds just made a stand against it,
What a
and
wiener.
obviously the ripple effect is.
I don't
happening.
think you can. Don't.
Are you
Okay,
pegging it
hold
down?
on
Are you
one
not?
second.
Okay.
Don't pat Jerry Thompson on the back.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, that was a big stand against it. I'm not saying it was right. I don't necessarily agree with his way of
No,
doing
he
it.
was such a wiener. Thanks for this invite. Instead of,
I just don't see why he didn't play.
I don't want to do it because there's not enough money in it.
I just don't see why he didn't play.
Yeah.
His article was like, I thought pretty well written. He gave some constructive comments, but I don't get why he didn't play. That seems a little like
He was a
all right.
weenie. He
Regardless.
was a white weenie.
Regardless, we now
Don't thank
whether
him
it's
for this.
that or not. We now do have a more supported, prize pool across competitive Magic.
He is on
I think
the.
it's great.
I think he is on the roster though.
Probably.
I think I
He's
saw
a competitive grinder, dude. That's what he does.
Yeah, there he is.
Except if it's Worlds.
Well, yeah, you can't really. You have to get invited to Worlds. So I guess you don't grind for Worlds.
No.
Dude.
But anyway, yeah. So, do you want to talk about the Mythic tournament thing?
Yeah, sure. So the Mythic
that.
tournament is basically what they're calling the competitive Magic circuit this year. It's not the Grand Prix. It's not the.
Pro Tours?
Well, I mean,
Is it technically still Pro Tours?
I believe they're like replacing it. I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I could be wrong, but it's not your like PTQs or anything like that. But these are the big sanctioned prize events happening in two kind of fashions. There's tabletop Magic, which is we all know and love, kind of your classic competitive Magic, and then they're introducing Arena as competitive play.
Which is interesting. Right?
This is the biggest one,
Yeah.
really, for us out here in the wild. Tabletop Magic, they've not made a statement about any rules changes about how you get in to like a physical tournament. I believe it's the same. I believe you still have to register or be at a PTQ, et cetera, whatever the case may be. Do your own digging, I guess. But Arena's the biggest new one. This is the biggest thing. There are 32 pro players playing in the Arena, I guess, Mythic Championship.
Yeah.
But there are 8 non-pro players that are going to be invited.
Right.
And that can be any one of you listening. Could be. It's not like random. It's the top 8 ranked Mythic players on MTG Arena.
I love this.
That aren't obviously part of the 32.
I love this because it gives a direct line between the players who want to get into higher level Magic, like competitive Magic, and it's like the clear defined way to get there, basically, because before it was a little complicated, I will say.
I mean, sure, there's a lot of like hoops to jump through. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you clearly.
No, I couldn't
It's like
either.
beat a PTQ, win a PTQ, or top 8 a PTQ. I don't know.
Here, I think this is a very clearly defined way for anybody anywhere who has a connection to MTG Arena to actually get into this competitive pro scene.
Right.
And I think that's fantastic. I think we need a clear conduit for that. I think this makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a great way to do it. So
I
I'm
agree.
pretty stoked about it.
I agree. I think it's awesome.
You won't see me at any of these, to be honest. But
Well, I mean,
I'm still pretty stoked about it.
maybe, maybe not.
I don't even
Depends
play
how much-
Arena.
Depends how much time you want to grind.
I don't want to
Do
grind
it.
that much.
Do it.
I love
Anybody can
playing
do it.
Magic, but
That's the thing I love is anybody can do it.
anybody can.
Which is great. So, I don't know that all of the events are on the schedule now, but the first Magic Arena event, the Mythic Invitational is what they'll call it, happens in 34 days, March 28th through the 31st, at PAX East, which is pretty sweet. PAX has always been exciting.
Oh yeah.
And Wizards has been involved now and then with PAX stuff. But this is bigger.
Yeah, it's huge.
This is sweet. We also alluded to Tabletop Magic happening right now at the top of the episode, and that's true. The first Mythic Championship is happening right now. I believe it is. It is not in London. I think it's in Cleveland.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I believe that's correct.
That's right. Yes, so it is in Cleveland. The second one is happening in London. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But this one, all of these are standard except for parts of London.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a moment. I think that's all I wanted to talk, just to let y'all
Just to give a brief overview really quick.
know about, to get excited about.
Yeah, and you alluded to us talking a little bit more about London, and the reason being, I believe it was last Thursday, trying to keep the fourth wall there, but last Thursday, they did announce, Wizards announced that they are trying a new mulligan rule.
Yes, the London Mulligan.
Yeah, so we kind of, not super recently, I guess, but in the last few years, we had a change to the mulligan rule, which was that you get the scry and all that stuff. Well, internally, Wizards has been working on a new way of mulliganing.
Right.
And basically, it works out like this. So if you mulligan, however many times you mulligan, you'll still draw your 7 cards. But say you mulligan twice, and normally you'd only pick 5 cards, right? In this case, you draw 7, but you're going to have to put 2 of them on the bottom of your deck. But you get to choose out of those 7 which you're going to put down there.
Yeah.
And so this, I think, is a pretty good rule. I think I like this. The reason I say I'm a little on the fence about it just because I haven't played test with this.
Right.
But I do think that this is going to like smooth out games and get rid of some of the variance that we have just based off of mulligans.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is fantastic. I mean, my biggest recent memory, I guess, is when LSV played the guy whose name I forgot. At a tournament last year. They both had the same. They were both playing White Weenie, and LSV mulliganed to 4.
Yeah,
I believe. And of course he lost because he mulliganed to 4.
Yeah.
Now you will still only start with 4 cards, but
you can select out of your 7 what those 4 are
you get to. I mean, fate's kind of more in your hands at that point, which I think is great. I mean, we have the data to look at and see anyone who mulligans to 5 is not really going to win.
Yeah.
It's so steep.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree. And I think the biggest thing with this is, and the biggest problem with mulliganing is that generally you either get flooded or you get mana screwed. This, you can kind of pick and choose how many lands out of those 7 you need. Or out of those 7 cards. It may obviously not be 7 lands. So it just decreases that variance, I think. I mean, we're going to get less of a like scatter plot of points where we get like really terrible opening hands. I mean, there's still variance. There's still going to be the option of that happening, obviously. But this just allows you to be a little bit more selective, a little bit more filtery, I guess, so to speak, with your draws or with your starting hand. And I really do like that. I think that, like you mentioned with that LSV kind of example, that's just like not like you can't help that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's nothing you can do at that point. You just lose. And it's like
most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, most of the time. And while luck is a big part of the game, ever since the game's inception, Richard Garfield has said it's both skill and luck. And so there is that luck element. I think skill should definitely be favored in a game like this because there's so much practice that goes into it and things like that. And so I would err on the side that this will be a good thing, and I hope that they implement it.
Yeah.
Elsewhere throughout this year, whenever they plan to. But obviously, they said they'll be testing in London. Again, they've been implementing inside, just testing in-house with this for a while, from what they've been saying.
Right.
And it seems like a good idea to them. London's the first big tryout for this, and they'll be looking at that data and seeing if they're actually going to implement afterwards. So, pretty stoked about it, though. I like it.
I think if I had to play devil's advocate for a moment,
go for it.
I think the only... So, like, the reason when you mulligan, you pull less cards is obviously... You're looking for something playable, and if you don't have it, I mean, you can keep digging for it, for that thing that you want. So the idea is you want to punish, might be the wrong word, but essentially
you don't want to incentivize people to mulligan and just
right. You can't keep drawing a great hand. I mean, you have to you can't have someone stack their hand basically. So that's why you put a card back. So if I had to play devil's advocate, I think that you still get to build that hand in a way, a
bit more.
You still get to find
in the past,
because what if you're only looking for if you have a 2-card combo that just locks your opponent out, and this game too.
Yeah.
And this is always Magic Christmas Land in this scenario because there's very rarely, except for I guess Pauper, when there'd be a 2-card combo that's absurd. But if you just need those, I just need these 2 cards.
Yeah.
You can just mulligan and still keep looking for those. You know what I mean?
Yes and no, though, because you still do have a limit to how many times you can do it.
I mean, right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. You can't start with no cards.
There's definitely, I mean, you're right. This definitely is going to give you more opportunity to sculpt your hand. But it's not going to be I don't think at least, it will be to the point where we're going to see, people just mulliganing excessively.
No.
I think once we get to
that
so point, it's a problem. But I don't think that we will get there based off of this rule.
I don't think so. I think...
Essentially, this is just more selective scrying, which is, we've already got scrying, and now it's just you just get to pick from more cards in your hand.
I don't think so. I mean, scrying is... It's a part of...
Scrying is top of the deck only. This is hand. So, you get to pick from the 7 cards versus the 1. So, there is more...
Well, yeah, and I mean, you have to put the cards on the bottom. You don't get to put them on top.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. You don't get to put them on top.
You basically are... Although, you get to shuffle them, but...
Yeah.
Eventually.
Sure.
But, yeah, you have to put them on the bottom.
That's fair.
So, it's a little different.
That's fair.
I think that this is so the partial Parisian rule that exists in some commander circles, not everyone plays with it. I think is an unfair way in some instances to mulligan. It takes a lot of the bite out of mulliganing, in my opinion. But this, I think, is a pretty good compromise. I like it.
So too.
Yeah, we'll have to see how impactful it is on competitive play. But yeah, I'm in favor of it, even though I wanted to, poke some holes in it.
No, that's
for
fair.
a moment.
Well, we'll see where it ends up, obviously, and we will update you guys as we learn more.
I think it's good.
I do think it's good. I'm pretty excited about that.
But that being said, the formats for the London games, we'll say. So there's going to be days of limited. I think it's 5 rounds of limited. Is that right?
Sounds correct.
First 3 rounds. Excuse me. The first 3 rounds of competition
for War of the Spark.
That's right. We'll have limited War of the Spark stuff, which is really cool. And then we'll have 5 rounds of Modern. That's right. So we'll get to see some competitive Modern again.
Yeah.
Which is sweet.
I'm excited to see competitive Modern again.
I mean, it's
Modern.
cool.
Now that KCI is banned, it'll be way more interesting to watch, too.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think so.
Yeah, so pretty excited about London. A lot of cool stuff happening.
Indeed, Governor.
Speaking of cool stuff happening.
Oh, yeah?
We did just get, as of the recording of this video, some new information about new sets coming out this year that I would like to ask opinions on from also viewers, but also you, Will, so we can kind of talk about this a little bit. So,
okay.
First one here, well, I'll just say we're getting Core Set 2020 July 12th. We're also getting Commander 2019 on August 23rd. Neither one of these, in my opinion, is a big surprise that these are coming back.
Agreed. I think we kind of knew that the core set was coming.
I think so,
right?
And I think that was the one that would have been most on the fence. Commander has been a yearly product now for quite a while. It's been also a very successful overall.
Well, they made a big they made a big I don't know what the word is, but a big deal about saying core sets are coming back.
Yeah, so they couldn't
Sets
just
plural.
be like for a year.
Right.
Like,
No, we said corset is coming back, not sets.
yeah, exactly. Just go edit.
Right.
No, I think you're right. So I don't think it's a big surprise either that
Right.
Corset 2020 is coming. But I do want to ask Will your opinion on, first of all, corsets in general, and are
Right.
you happy that this is coming back?
Yeah. I mean, sort of, not for me, but so corsets. I like corsets in general.
Sure.
Just because we get oftentimes some good reprints in corsets. Never like
Last one was great for reprint.
Yeah, and they're never, I wouldn't say never like meta breaking or anything like that, but we get some needed stuff in corsets. It's an opportunity to address the standard format, standard meta, without messing with their world building and thematic flavor and blah 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 blah. It's a chance for them to print stuff like Pithing Needle and not be in a plane that's like all artifacts and weirdness and whatever.
Well, they printed Crucible in the last one.
Right.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's just cool.
It's yeah. I mean, it's a chance to put stuff in that that matters in a way.
Yeah.
If they want, it's all on Wizards and R&D and whatever. Be that as it may. Ugh. I mean, we got Vinemare though. That is played in mono green. Is played in some Golgari shells. It's like Vinemare is a dope constructed card.
Yeah,
it's great.
Absolutely.
So that's cool. We get some cool things to pull. It's like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like it turns the standard shell, because very few cards from the core sets are going to be played.
Yeah.
Just because it is powered down.
Usually it's stuff like Lightning Strike gets played.
Yeah.
Because it's like efficient burn. But like that's it.
But like Lightning
not...
Strike, maybe one or two good creatures. Yeah. Some artifact that's just efficient. So like it's like something. It's almost like taking the standard sets and like making them modern and having printing this core set that's like, here's a few cards you can get in standard.
That's basically it.
Sort of. So I like I like the core sets for me in that light, but I really love them for new players.
I definitely agree with that.
Because it's so powered down, because it's not complicated. Like, there's very rarely in any core set limited some super sneaky combos you can go to, some super sneaky synergy that you want. And the decks aren't hard to build when you draft a core set.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the best opportunity to get a friend into like the competitive Magic stuff. Say, hey, we're gonna go draft a core set tonight at my LGS.
Check it out.
We're gonna draft Magic. It's like an easier set. You keep the cards. It's sweet. It's cool. Whatever. So I love its simplicity. Even though I know that like I'm not gonna buy core set product.
Yeah, I mean I will because channel, but like I wouldn't normally.
But you're not like, oh sweet, for my collection.
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, I will say
sometimes there's all art and stuff. Like some reprints get some updates,
or like
but
some of the reprints are worth it. But if you're trying to buy into a core set, just buy the singles. It's not worth it to buy the full core set.
Well, yeah.
But I will say, obviously they brought the core sets back last year, 2019 core set, and I thought they did a very great job actually with the 2019 core set. So for all the reasons that you mentioned, I think it's a great way for introing players. It sort of sets the tone for a Magic set. So if you haven't drafted, if you haven't played before, this is like, here's what you can kind of expect on a baseline level when you're drafting. And then you can take somebody like a friend of yours who did just start with a core set. You can take them and say, okay, now you know how there were a couple gold cards in the core set? Well, here's a set like Ravnica that's mostly gold cards, and you get to focus on that. And so it like takes you, it's that stepping stone kind of in between the normal standard sets and then just a new player.
Yeah.
So I really like that. The last one, they did a pretty good job, I think, of putting some, again, like Crucible, some decent reprints in it, and also some pretty decent like new cards. Yeah. I think the Elder Dragon cycle was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, forgot that came in the core set. That was
sweet. A brand new thing. Like it wasn't huge. Like the cards aren't insane amazing, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean some of them still get played in standard.
Absolutely.
You know,
Nicol Bolas himself, the 4-drop Nicol Bolas was pretty sweet. I thought.
Yeah, I think he still gets played in some some Grixis
some
decks.
Weird Grixis deck, but yeah. So I like them for that reason. There are very clear paths when you're drafting. I think it makes a lot of sense to start with a core set. And so for that reason, I am stoked, as you said, for core set to come back. Again, it's coming back July 12th, so we've got some time, but I'm pretty excited about it. I'm just glad that they're keeping it. Again, not for really my purposes.
Right. I mean, it's just kind of, it feels more like classic Magic to me than anything else. Like, I like it's, I think, really easy to ruin a set with thematic stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can put any effect on any card, but I think just being able to throw a bunch of cards that work together, not have to worry about world building for a second, that's
big.
That's easy. I think it's easier for Wizards, so that's cool.
No, I definitely agree. So yeah, pretty stoked about Core Set 2020. That is confirmed back.
Cool.
Also, Commander 2019. Commander's been a yearly product. It's been highly successful. I would say arguably one of the most successful.
Yeah, I agree.
Just overall.
Yes, I think so.
I don't really think we've ever had like a terrible Commander year.
No, and that's exactly my point. I think that, what was it, 2017 or 16?
Maybe.
With who was the 2-color commanders? Was that?
Oh gosh.
Or no, I'm sorry. I don't think it was 2 colors. When did Wizards, Dragons, you know what I'm talking about?
No. Oh,
it was like Wizards, Dragons, and...
No, you're right. That was not last year, the year before, so it probably would have been 2017. Vampires, all that stuff.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one was kind of underwhelming.
I would say yes and no. I mean, yes, overall.
Here's the thing. They're
like,
always fun.
Yeah.
Like, this is Magic.
Edgar Markov was kind of good.
No, he was
sweet.
He was fun. And that's the thing. This is the one yearly product Wizards has gotten right pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
But it's never been like, there has been a best. Yeah. And we haven't gotten back to that. That's what I'll say.
And
right.
I don't think we will.
Probably not.
It was a little too good.
Yeah. I mean, Yidris alone is insane.
Yidris is great. Yeah.
But I don't think that we'll get back to that level.
No.
But these always excite me.
Yeah.
Even if I'm just like, oh, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh my God, Atrax is my commander forever.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, the last year, 2018, we did have the Planeswalker commanders, which I really liked. It kind of, my favorite, definitely not the best, but my favorite was the Esper deck.
That flickery thing?
The flicker deck. Only because it was control, but in a different way that I have not played before. Yeah, you like manipulate the top of your deck and like do some really weird stuff with that. You've obviously got a lot of miracle effects, like Entreat the Angels and things like that. And so with all that deck manipulation, it just felt like a different way of playing control. Because it was a control deck, but that was so different than any other control deck that you play, because it is Commander. You can kind of do crazy stuff like that.
Sure.
And so they took things in a new direction. I also really liked the Saheeli deck. I thought it was fun. It was pretty straightforward. It was just big swinging artifacts, but it was really fun. Like, I liked that. And I actually picked up the other 2 Commander decks recently. Haven't actually gotten to play with them, but I'm pretty stoked about them.
Yeah.
But like, they did a good job last year. I like the fact that they put Planeswalkers back. I'm kind of hoping that they do, I don't know, some kind of cool gimmicky thing this year. I mean, they usually do, but
yeah. I mean, I don't know what I think it's going to be great, whatever it is. I think it's going to be good, whatever it is. They've yet to disappoint me. I know that's a big ask, but I don't know what to speculate on. I mean, we've had tribes.
We've had tribes. We've had Planeswalkers a couple times. We've had, was it just 4-color commanders?
Yeah. It was like, for a while they did 3, then was it 2, 3, 4, or 3, 4?
It was 3 for a while.
Right.
Because we got like the band.
Oh, and then you know what they did, the like the ally commanders. What is it called?
Yeah, the partner commanders.
That's it. Partner.
Which are pretty big in competitive play. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. Commander's always been kind of the highlight of the year in some instances. And so I am pretty excited to say Commander 2019 is coming. Again, not surprising, but we are going to see that August 23rd, so towards the end of the summer. They said at the beginning of August is when we're probably going to expect to see some of the spoilers. Again, that holds up to their normal timeline, unless somebody leaks it.
Wow.
I didn't say that for any particular reason.
Unless somebody, you know who you are, leaks it.
Yeah. So lots of exciting stuff, though. A lot of things being changed around. Some things being announced that are pretty standard, but still pretty stoked about it.
It's just a cool time to get excited about Magic.
I think so too.
We're in a pretty good, like, competitive scene right now. And not even just talking about the tournaments coming up. Like, the metas are healthy enough. Looking at you, modern. But no, the metas are healthy enough that they'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not a drag to go out and play Magic right now.
There is a lot of things to be excited for with Magic right now, and I think it's kind of refreshing because, to be honest, for the last like couple years, I would say we kind of had like a wave of just let's all be negative about Magic.
Well, sir,
we had a lot of reasons to.
I don't know if you're new to Magic, but that's been Magic players for a long time.
We always find something to complain about, but
yeah, we whine about so much.
If it's not one thing, it's another. I mean, that's
looking at you. Magic AIDS. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry, no, Magic AIDS is dope. Who am I thinking of? Oh no, what is his name? Oh, he complains.
I know who you're thinking
so
of.
much and doesn't ever know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
No, not him.
Oh, who are you talking about?
Not Magic AIDS. Magic AIDS is a cool channel. Shout out to them. You should go check him out. He's cool.
Who are you thinking of? I'm thinking of Jeremy.
Right, not him.
Oh, okay. I thought that's who you were talking about.
I'm over him. He's just a wiener.
You said two people are wieners in this episode.
Well, more than one people can be wieners.
And you said two people were playing. Well, I can't say that.
What is his name? Gosh.
Anyway,
come back to me.
Yeah, well, you
Desolator Magic. That guy.
Oh, yeah.
That dude, you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
When, like, okay, no, I'm not gonna.
Are we not harping on
getting
this?
off my soapbox. There was that was seasons ago.
Yeah.
He, like, would complain about Standards meta.
Yeah.
And, like, not know at all what was in the meta.
Yeah.
Like when Aetherworks Marvel was the big deck.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's all these random red mid-range decks that just kill you out of nowhere. It's like these red-green crazy things. Like, red-green Pummeler was a thing, but, like, that was not the problem with Standards meta, dude. Not at all. Close. You can beat that so easily.
Yeah.
You just take out the thing they put everything on. They give it hexproof. Counter their hexproof, dude. If you got the removal, you can counter their hexproof.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Are you done yet? Or are you good? Do you want to complain somewhere?
Be informed.
Yeah.
That's ironic.
No, that's
coming from it resolves.
Yeah, a little bit. No, but there were. I mean, we had like card quality was an issue for a long time. Which I think is
that's a whole nother deal.
Yeah, I think for the most part it's kind of being remedied.
I haven't noticed an
issue. I will say I did watch the professor do a video on the guild kits from the first Guilds of Ravnica.
Yeah.
And the foils in there are not holding up very well from what he has said. But that's his test. I can't say.
They've always had foil issues. I won't say always, but
for the most part, yeah.
For like the last 10 years or so, foils have been kind of.
And I don't know if they changed, like for this set in particular, I have no clue if they like changed the foiling process or did anything like that. Well, so I don't know if there's anything to compare to.
Well, I don't know if they changed it back. They changed it a while ago, right?
They did, yeah. They definitely did. But like, I just don't know if they did something different this time or not. So I didn't want to comment too heavily on it. Just because again, not informed.
Yeah, I haven't looked, so I don't know.
But card quality was a big issue. Like the sets themselves for a while just weren't very good. And so like I feel like we're kind of getting out of that now. I feel like we're on a wave of like positivity a little bit.
I think so.
Which I couldn't be happier for.
I just want another Snapcaster effect in Standard again.
A mission briefing.
But like, I'll stick. Give it on a dude.
Give it on a dude.
Always put it on a dude.
They won't reprint in like Standard.
Well, they won't reprint Snapcaster, but we have Fatcaster.
Oh, well, that's true. But yeah, we did get Fatcaster.
I do like Mission Briefing. It allows for a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, Mission Briefing's a sweet card. Anyway, lots of things to be excited about. I'm super, super happy to say that we're in a pretty good place in general with Magic and Wizards right now. So I can't complain. Although the MSRP thing we talked about last week was a bit weird.
It's still strange.
So weird.
It has yet to like pee in anyone's Cheerios, but it's still like a very like the jury's deliberating on that one. We'll
I
see.
was not expecting that comment, but I loved it.
I don't know what else to say.
I mean,
soured anyone's grapes? That's boring.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see when the next product comes out. So
Yeah.
War of the Spark probably. When, if this really even matters, I guess.
Right.
But I mean, it's just gonna take time. We'll figure that out as we go.
Right.
Anyway, I think that's it for as far as new information.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Give you. But we do have our Crockett Packs, sponsored by Grand Slam Comics and Collectibles. Their Facebook group, link down below.
Yeah, if
Check
you're
them out.
local, a lot of fun stuff happening this month, next month. They had their schedule out, so go show up and play if you're into it.
We do have our little we're not doing gold cards so much this time. We're doing whoever gets the most Shocklands. So far I'm up 2 to 0. I did not get one this time.
I did not either, but I did pretty much get a slam pick, I think.
I also got a slam pick.
Sphinx of Foresight.
Ooh.
You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, scry 3 at the beginning of your first upkeep. So it's a 4/4 flyer for 4 in blue, which is already excellent. And it says at the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1, which I love.
Yeah, that's great. Incremental value, dude.
Exactly. Incremental value. It's a 4/4 beater. So we'll only die to Lava Coil, which is not in guild or in Alliance. That's right.
Guilds.
So yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
It's not the bombiest bomb that's ever been bombed,
but it is pretty sweet.
I don't have any removal really.
Yeah. It's a pretty solid bomb, though.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm not upset about this.
No.
Other cards in my pack that I would hope to wheel: Humongulous, which is,
such a silly card.
adorable.
Yeah.
Senate Courier, if I want to go blue flyers. Senate
like that.
Griffin.
Better.
Card's
really cool.
Definitely good. Flying 3/2 for 4 is not bad. All right, so I'm happy with this pack. It's a good pack for blue. And oh no, it's the worst off. Anyway, all right, what'd you get, bud?
Well, 2 uncommons that are worth noting. I got Syndicate Guild Mage. All the Guild Mages, generally speaking, are pretty good, so I can't be unhappy with that. Sphinx of New Prov is the card that I think you got on the last podcast episode too, and I do like it. It's not amazing. It's not the best of the 4-drop flagship cards, I don't think, but it is quite good. But my rare, I should say mythic, is Domery, Chaos Bringer. He's not he's good. He's not amazing, but Planeswalkers are a threat all of their own in Limited.
Right.
And so it's really hard to pass up on a Planeswalker in Limited, especially one that does have some utility. He gets to ramp you out a little bit. He also gets to dig for creatures, which in Limited, you're going to have more creatures, generally speaking. So I think it's a pretty clear Domery.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he adds value to all of your creatures once you get them, which is pretty cool.
It is really cool.
I think
I like him. It's hard to deal with Planeswalkers in Limited too, other than just straight up attacking.
Yeah, I mean, combat gets messy in Limited. You know how it goes. So
having something like this just seems like a good idea.
Right, I'm with you.
Anyway, thank you to Grand Slam and Card Sphere for sponsoring, as always. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Sorry we're not able to bring you info on the tournament this time.
We will, though. I'll definitely
Hopefully we'll have a video out on it.
Yeah, we should have one Monday. Should have had one Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully. Wow, that's gonna be really awkward if I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I guess
now you're committed. I'll be gone.
True.
Tuesday's my birthday. Yesterday, sorry. Yesterday was my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it. We also had our giveaway in yesterday. I wonder who won.
Oh, this is so strange. Anyhow,
I will say really quick, I do want to thank everybody for the support. I know I'm saying this early, technically this is only Friday, but I do want to thank everybody for the support on this giveaway. I'm not going to give numbers, but this has been a huge giveaway for us. You guys have been great.
It's awesome. I'm sorry, I got tickled by some flavor text again.
Oh, go for it. Tell me.
Humongulous.
Oh, yeah.
It's a callback that I just love. Searching the city for Fibblethip felt like sifting the rain for a single drop of blood.
Fibblethip.
But it's like his big brother. Humongulous.
I forgot about that card, actually, until you mentioned it.
Fibblethip?
No.
Humongulous.
Humongulous, because I remember they talked about... I've watched a video where they talked card reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just hilarious.
It's just funny.
But yeah. Hope you guys are having a good week.
Kev, I'm all out of stuff, so this is.
Yeah, I am too. I'm just kind of wandering. At
We
this point.
gotta find our way home.
All right,
bring it home.
guys, we're gonna end this. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed
He's
this.
doing it. He's doing it.
I hope you enjoyed this
Look
episode.
at him go.
My name's Kevin.
My name's Will.
This has been It Resolve.
So just A+ job there at the end there.
Thanks, man. I really tried.
Hey, yeah, I could tell.